So I was just feeling some wind and I decided to bring the jib back out. And I was bringing it back out and it kind of whipped out and then it looks really loose and I pulled on the halyard and the halyard's not attached to the sail anymore at the top. So I get to go up the mast. I could use the spinnaker halyard, but I'm gonna have to go up the mast anyway to get this damn thing down. Let me show you guys. See what it looks like. So I'm gonna try to furl in the sail. That way it doesn't fall.
I bought an ATN self-climber in December and learned how to use it in February. I made it to just above boom height and hoped I would never have to use it because that meant I was out at sea where no one else was around to winch me up. Unfortunately, today became the day I'd really learn how to use it. As a side note, I left this portion fairly unedited to show the reality of going up the mast alone at sea. I'm beyond fortunate that the sea state was so calm, but even then the small swells made it a challenge, especially the further I got up.
So, to recap, around noon I started taking naps again. Had the engine going on forward idle, was going like 5.5, 6 knots, and then I felt the wind pick up a little bit. Basically, there's no point putting the jib out when there's not enough wind or it's not a good angle because then it just flops and it's annoying. So it had started to get a little consistent. And I put the jib out and I noticed that it was slack and the halyard had come off, so I rolled it up. Thank God it rolled up because then it was just still at the top, so I climbed up the mast, reattached it. It's a snap shackle and you can't really secure those. I should have taken Dyneema up. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. I should have taken Dyneema up and tied the snap shackle to the there's two things I could have tied. But I didn't have Dyneema on me, so that was a little mess up. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. The sea state isn't bad at all, and it was still pretty rough up there at one point. When I was, spreaders make it really hard, and you'd think it'd make it easier, but it makes it way too hard because you can't hold on to anything really, especially where the radar is. And I swung around like 3 feet from the mast. It was terrifying. So yeah, I don't want to be in any rougher than that, but we're going like 4.5 knots now, 6 knots of wind, but it's beautiful out and I'll take it. Good morning from morning 2. I'm gonna lose track, guys. Lose track when it's 5 days. Obviously woke up to some storms in the area. It's pretty dark over there. I just turned the engine on, rolled the jib in. We have like 3 knots of wind, so I've pretty much been sailing at 2 to 4 knots all night. When the weather's clear, and at some point I am gonna have to sail that slow because I only have so much fuel. So when it's clear and nice, I'm choosing to do that, especially at night when I'm not watching anything. It's the perfect speed to go in case I do hit something, so it makes me feel pretty safe as well. And might as well use the engine when there's really no wind to motor away from that. And my batteries are still pretty low because we haven't had a ton of sun, and obviously I'm using a lot with electronics. I slept really good last night. I needed that. I feel a lot better today. Mako, you're doing so good, aren't you? Mako update, he's doing great. I'm sure having the sea state helps at the beginning. He's been eating every meal. When he's hungry, he comes and wakes me up. He doesn't have fresh food in his bowl. He loves the new bed I got him. It's kind of like a cave underneath and then a hammock on top. And yeah, he's been good. I think I woke up last night and he was looking over the side, like from sitting in the bench area looking up. So that also helps my spirits. Well, the curtains are down for the first time this trip, and I have a feeling they may stay down today. Once we get a break, I'll go get the ones up front down as well. Just look behind me, and there's a tank in the probably sauce again. Probably 3 miles behind me. It's nice to see a boat once in a while. It's nice to see the sun. I doubt I'm gonna have clear skies tonight, but a girl can dream. Most of my cushions are dry. Has been in his bed all day long. I'm a bit jealous of him sometimes. Let's see if I can show you. I think that's the comfiest I've ever seen him on passage. He has no care in the world.
The wind just got up to 10 to 12 knots, so now we are sailing, engines off. We're going 7 to 8 knots with 10 to 11 knots of wind. I love my folding prop and new sails. It makes such a big difference. Still raining. Well, I mean, not at the moment, but it's gonna keep raining today. Hopefully by night it'll stop. I didn't mind running the engine today. Batteries needed to charge with, I feel like we've had cloud cover for 3 days, well, like a week straight. So batteries are struggling a little bit. Are you done napping? Hungry? Some days royally not out here. These are the conditions. I've been down here clearing the bilge pump because the filter got clogged and the bilge pump got stopped up. I'm feeling seasick. I haven't eaten. I came down to an hour ago to get dry and we had the bilge pump, and then I just sat down to eat and stay dry. Noticed something was off course. Came out here to look at the chart plotter. I have a line wrapped around something. So try not to get in the water and just try to cut it. It's a floating prop, so the prop's been shut. So there's like a bucket attached to it. So you can
got it all. Okay, let's try this again. So I tried sailing, motoring, motor sailing, steering. I've tried everything today, and past hour or so the engine's been on forward idle, trickle charging the batteries. I don't want to go much faster because it'll be bashing into the waves. The sails are out balancing. We're going into the wind at like 20 degrees. So it's a pretty good balance. I also want to get out of this rain. I smell like a wet dog. This morning was rough. I was ready to scream at someone. Yeah, that's it. I got 2 more naps in today. I'm trying for a third, but it's not going too well. It's the first time I've been downstairs. I've been upstairs pretty much the whole time since we left. Mako's still happy in his home. I put a jacket over his little bed so it didn't get wet. Yeah, I'm just waiting for us to get through this and then I hope to see sun because my boat batteries need it and my battery needs it. Good morning from no engine and sun. So nice. We're going about 5 to 6 knots. Pretty far upwind. Even upwind as we are right now, it's still showing us going north of Galapagos, but the further west we should get, the more southeast the wind should shift, which should allow us to go more south. So I kind of did a route, we have a big group chat and all of our predict wind links there, and you can see everyone else's chat, and mine goes more south of everyone because I saw the south wind coming. So I was trying to ride all the different winds to get as far south as I could, so then I could hopefully shoot west on the south wind. I am doing better than I could have. If I would have gone a straight angle, I would have been motoring for longer, so I am happy I did this decision, but even with doing it, I'm still struggling to get as far south as I'd like. But the wind should be shifting in the next day or two, or I should be where they've shifted in the next day or two. This is really nice. I'm so happy to see sun. The boat batteries are going to be so happy to see sun. I haven't been able to use the oven once. Not that I've needed it, but some of my next meals need it. So, yeah, very excited. Yesterday was just rough. I don't think I brought this camera out at all. Just set the hydrovane. My steering wheels don't lock. They have a mechanism, but I've tried to work on it. I've talked to other sailors that can't get theirs to work. So I have it bungeed from each side. So far it's doing better than the autopilot. I'll go show you. So this line right here adjusts where you want the vane. So that vane goes towards the wind, and it adjusts based on the wind, and then it sends feedback to that rudder down there, and the rudder makes the slight movements that an autopilot would. So you set your main wheel to where you want to go, and then the autopilot, and then the hydro vane makes the small adjustments that the autopilot. So far we're at the right heading still. We are under engine power again. The wind just is not cooperating, and I was starting to veer too much north. The wind is supposed to die and shift tonight from the south, and which means I should be able to sail. Super light winds, but I should be able to sail in a couple hours again. But it also looks like there might be storms tonight. Can't tell by the clouds yet. And autopilot's not working. Imagine that. I have it on G right now. It's holding. The hydro vane worked amazing earlier. Now I want to put the sails back out so I can put the jib back out so we can use that again. I think that's the only update. So ready to be near the Galapagos and start getting the trade winds. But as our group chat is saying, it's still, the wind's all over the place the whole way there. And tonight we reached 500 miles. So we are 500 miles and 4 days down. It's day 5 and conditions are still pretty good. And I'm gonna meal prep. I have about 1 meal left of each of my meals from this past week, if that made any sense. I just woke up from a nap. But I'm gonna make curry and chicken salad.